advance to the semi-final. Now we're looking forward to the clash between Doon and Patrickswell. TJ Ryan and Shane Dowling are with us in the studio now. Shane was describing the talent in Doon in detail, TJ, and obviously we know Patrickswell have lots of it. We're going to take a look at a couple of them. Aaron Gallant, the last day against Adair, he scored 2-6. This fella is one of the great forwards in the current game.
Yeah, brilliant inside forward. Patrickswell have a history of producing brilliant players. His ability to come from behind there and grab a ball out of the air and finish is incredible at both club and inter-county level. But his movement, his work rate, his striking, his free taking, he's really over the last 2 seasons, he's really now proved himself as real top class inside forward.
Shane, you've played alongside him obviously.
Yeah, and listen, his ability in the air and in the modern game, it's not often you see players going up catching ball over people's heads. It's just, it seems to be gone. And but with Aaron, he's TJ alluded to it there, coming in from behind, he's deadly. And obviously in the 2018 campaign, he dropped the hurl a number of times, and that got a bit of airtime. But
what's the best way to mark him then, in your view?
Well, I suppose different managers would have different opinions. He is very good coming from behind. A lot of players, I think, if you stay beside him.
Yeah.
So if you stay beside him and it comes in low, you have a chance of getting out and beating him. And if you stay behind him and the ball comes in low, you're going to be behind. So if you stay beside him, it gives yourself a chance. But his ability to move is not just as simple as that either.
Has his finishing improved?
Definitely, I think as time has gone on. Just one thing to note, and viewers may see it tonight, he actually uses a very small hurl. It's unnaturally small for most inter-county players, but his finishing is incredible and he uses it very well.
Why does he use that?
I don't know is the answer, but I'd imagine is to avoid the hook, so the shorter. So again, going back a decade or two, I remember going to Kilkenny training session one day in Nolan Park, and the hurleys were huge, 36, 37 inches. Now they use shorten it a lot, but now even my own clubman Peter Casey, well, he's a small man, his hurley's tiny, and it's all because he just wanted to avoid the hook.
Okay. Let's look then at one of the other Patrickswell stars, another man you've played alongside, Keane Lynch.
Yeah, but where do I start with Keane? I suppose he's one of my great friends, and over the last number of years, the talent that man has shown it's no surprise to me. He came into Artscoil Reach when I was there when we were winning Harty Cups. And he progressed through the years, came in under TJ, started corner forward and worked his way out. I mean, in 2018 he was hurler of the year, but he was hurler of the year for a reason. What people may not know about Keane is that he's such an easygoing character. He's one of the most, if to know Keane in person, he's not this wound up guy that gets worried about training. We would have the same method of thinking, and I know when John came in, myself and Keane would have spoke about bringing a bit of music into the dressing room and basically trying to bring back a bit of crack, and that's the way Keane is. But his ability, everyone knows about that, but he's a great guy off the field as well, and a great player to have around the dressing room.
And what's his music choice like?
His music choice is shocking, but I'm sure if people were to ask that about me, they'd say the same. But actually, what's interesting here tonight is that Adair are going to be obviously clued into this game and are going to be watching, wondering what's going to go on. An interesting point, Keane Lynch and Declan Hannon work in the same country. In the same business, yeah. So I've no doubt that all week Declan has been in Keane's ear to ensure that they win by 7 points or more.
A 7-point win means Adair will go through.
So yeah, so
is that right, TJ?
So no, I said look, Patrickswell are definitely qualified for quarter-final and semi-final, right? So effectively, Doon, if they win, they're qualified. If they lose, they need to lose by less than 6 points, right? If they lose by more than 6, Adair go through. If they lose by less than 6, Doon go through. And
in the unlikely event of them losing by 6 points, then it goes down to who scored more against Patrickswell, with Adair scoring 26 points. So it's complicated, but that's it
in a nutshell. That adds to the drama of it then. So everyone in Adair will be hanging on this. You brought Keane Lynch in, did you?
Yeah, look, he's been an exceptional underage player, and obviously with Artscoil Reach as well. Look, there's a few players in most sports that you go into a game to see. He has brought that to hurling. His flair, his ability, it's natural. It's not coachable, it's just something that he has. And there's been days, we've seen some of the tricks and flicks and picks that he's done, right? And he just brings that to the middle of the field. He's a very important player for Limerick, and an awful lot of play goes through him. That crowded middle third suits him because because he's composure on the ball. He gets on a lot of ball and has a lot of possessions in most days. He's a very key player for Patrickswell as well. And if Doon are going to have an influence in the game, they're going to have to curb Keane Lynch.
You must get pleasure from seeing the Limerick team now that you brought so many of the lads through into it.
Yeah, look, it was brilliant seeing them go on and win the All-Ireland Championship. I don't think I can take much credit for that. In fairness to the current regime, they've done a brilliant job. They have all the players at the moment playing at the peak of their powers, which is great to see. And look, I suppose we've all been pushing and trying to get them to the top table, and it was great that they eventually got there.
All right then. So you both think this is going to be a tighter game, I sense, Shane?
Yeah, well, I think it'll be totally different. Like, you know, really and truly, the Doon Championship is on the line tonight. They're going to give it everything. They have to give it everything to stay in the Championship. Patrickswell will want to win. They'll want to go straight through to semi-final. So
if I ask you to call it?
You know, looking at the teams, I would imagine I would see Patrickswell winning narrowly.
TJ, briefly?
Yeah, I'd probably go along with him. Yeah, plenty of big players on both sides to look out for, but Patrickswell narrowly for me.
OK. Let's go straight to our commentary team then. Anthony Daly and first Marty Morrissey.
As Spike says.
Thank you very much, Des. Welcome back to the Gaelic grounds here in Limerick for the Bond Secures Limerick Senior Hurling Championship clash between the champions Patrickswell and the challengers Doon. I'm joined by former Clare All-Ireland winning captain and Clare manager, Dublin hurling manager, Anthony Daly. I'm doing your whole CV here, Anthony.
Come on, Marty.
So we're anticipating this to be very close, because last year in the championship, Patrickswell beat Doon in the semi-final. And in 2018, when Doon got to the final, they beat Patrickswell en route. So it's nip and tuck. But Richie English is a huge loss now for Doon, for instance.
Massive, Marty, you have to say. I mean, one of the most outstanding defenders in the country. You're down a guy like that. It's hugely difficult. Like the lads alluded to it in the studio, that he's a massive leader as well as being a great player. So, yeah, it's for them. It's a tough challenge tonight. Obviously, there's the whole 6-point cushion thing. But I'm sure we'll have a lot of avid followers of the game tonight out in the day as well.
Absolutely. Listening there to TJ and Shane in conversation with Des, the underage talent that's there in Doon is pretty impressive. They've never won the senior championship, but they're a coming team. They're in the top 5 easily.
Yeah, Marty, but you know, I heard the two boys debating it there, and I maybe a little bit on TJ's side. They've been coming quite a while now, Marty. You know, they really, if you're a Doon supporter now, you're fairly frustrated at this stage. You know, the talent that's there. I would say they would have picked up 4 All-Ireland medals in 2018. I know Richie's missing tonight, but you know, fellas like Barry Murphy, you know, these guys, Denny Maloney still, you know, really digging in for them and performing against the Dare. So look at every year is now, really.
We pause for our national anthem, our on the Veil. It's 23 degrees on a beautiful evening here on the banks of the River Shannon. Kieran Carey, wonderful hurler, giving last few words. The man in charge is from Brewery, that's John O'Halloran. Indeed, all the management team that's running the affairs are from Brewery, with his umpires John Hanley and Ronan O'Halloran down on one end, Danny Deedy and David O'Brien on the other. And of course the linesmen, Mike Sexton and David Deedy, son of the umpire. We're looking at Tony Ward, wonderful manager. He's proven his worth in the world of camogie. Remember 2013? He guided Galway to the All-Ireland Intermediate and senior titles on the same day. Thoroughly enjoying life here in the county of Limerick and involvement with Doon. Patrickswell won the toss. They're playing from left to right. You may see Keane Lynch wearing number 19. I have no idea why he's wearing number 19, but he's starting. And away we go. Patrickswell in their traditional blue and gold. Doon in red and white. the champions playing from left to right. Keane Lynch under a little bit of pressure, giving it back for his Dermot Burns, his clubmate and teammate on the Limerick side that won the All-Ireland 2 years ago. It's a long, high dropping ball, and that is bang on target. Fine score off the stick of Mark Carmody.
Yeah, great start for the well, Marty. Dermot Burns sitting deep in the pocket. Denny Maloney is picking him up, but I mean, you really have to close him down at all stages because he'll instigate those attacks. Great score from Carmody.
Doon going to the attack for the very first time. An opportunity here, bearing down on goal, takes a shot, and that screeches over the bar, but the referee had blown his whistle. Doon are protesting, and the referee had blown the whistle before the sliotar flew over the crossbar.
Yeah, Marty, a superb run by Barry Murphy, just all the pace and class that he has. Jink left, jink right, and came in, and then he got a late challenge as he went to hit the ball, I think. I think he did get the point, but Dermot Burns is going in, getting a yellow card here, so very early to be picking up a yellow card, you wouldn't want that.
Just a minute and 18 seconds played, and you have a yellow card. A source of worry, indeed, for Patrickswell. Good score, good work by the Doon captain, Barry Murphy, despite that hefty challenge by Dermot Burns. Point is given, as Anthony said, so the sides are level here at the Gaelic Grounds. Slight breeze, beautiful evening really, and the sunshine facing Doon in this first half. That's Jason Gallant laying it back, going deep, ball hops past Tommy Hayes, and Owen McNamara is happy to see it go out over the end line as well.
Yeah, and the sun is a factor, Marty. You know, we're into kind of late evening now, so the sun shining in over the clear end, and you could see Tommy Hayes last complete sight of the ball there, and when you're marking Aaron Gallant, you don't want to be doing that, but luckily for him at this stage it rolled out wide.
Patrickswell getting the ball into Aaron Gallant, who's playing with a hand injury, but it doesn't affect his style or indeed his accuracy. Good score. He scored 2-6 against Adair, only 2 points from frees.
Yeah, he was outstanding that night, Marty. They were in real trouble. Adair had done an awful lot of the hurling, and he really performed. Burns upped his game in the second half, but really Gallant on the night was absolutely brilliant, and just Adair had no answer to him. So they play with that two-man full forward line up there. Maybe at times he's up there on his own, but I think you'll have to nearly double tag him really to try and cut off the supply to him, because we saw there that very first ball, if he does get it in his hand, he's so accurate.
Josh Ryan taking the sideline cut. Trainee Garda in Templemore into the centre to Micheál Ryan. Scored a point against Adair, spreading it wide, giving a little bit of space to Dean Coleman, who missed the game against Adair due to suspension. Back in the starting 15, but the ball is wide. Brian Murray with the puck out, aiming for Keane Lynch and company, and Jason Gallant as well in that sector. Bursting through the middle is Micheál Ryan. Good hands, good layoff, little turn. Nice work by Denny Maloney, and that is flying between the posts and over the bar. Good score, well worked. Creation was top-notch, but the finish was sublime.
Yeah, very good score, Marty. Well worked and great movement from Dean Coleman. You know, we're in 18, but obviously would be a starter for Doon for many's a year now, and himself and Denny very familiar with each other over the years, and very well worked score.
Jack Kelleher laying it back for us, John Flynn, and the white flag has been shown, and that's a very good score by the Patrickswell number 8.
A good score by John Flynn. Marty, good pedigree, Limerick minor, Limerick 21, you know, so he's in good solid midfield partnership with Keane Lynch. It is a fair one for any club team to have.
One man of the match against Nepirshig. Spent a bit of time finding his right position, but certainly looks very comfortable in the middle of the field. Here's Mark Carmody laying it off as Jason Gallant. Now part of John Kiley's Limerick squad. He's third choice goalkeeper. He's a fine centre half forward as that flies between the posts.
Yeah, and like nearly as good a striker as the brother, Marty, you know, and a bit of a late developer. He was a sub Limerick minor keeper while I was there as well, and but you knew he had that class and ability to be able to make something special happen.
Here comes Pat Ryan. Diarmuid Byrne's with him. Here comes Pat Ryan. And that flies over the crossbar, causing a few worries, I would suggest, for Patrickswell when Pat Ryan gets on the ball.
Yeah, great run, great bursts, sporting a lovely COVID hairstyle, Pat Ryan. Marty, there's a good few of them on view. Fellas mustn't be able to get appointments yet, but yeah, interestingly, Pat Ryan operating in the corner, which, will give Kieran Carey something to think about, I think, in there.
Long ball from John Flynn. Here comes Aaron Gallant. Nice turn. Staying with him is Tommy Hayes, being double marked as the ball comes back for his own Fitzgibbon. Dual star, played senior football for Limerick. Darragh O'Donovan, midfield partner with Keane Lynch when Limerick won the All-Ireland 2 years ago. Now in opposition to each other. Here's Keane Lynch, swinging it down towards the corners. Chasing after this is Kevin O'Brien. Crossfield ball. Over towards Jason Gallant. His father, Damien, is a selector on the Patrickswell team, but Gallant's effort is to the right and wide. Just a second wide of the match for the Well. Playing with that slight summer breeze. Ball comes out. Coming across is Diarmuid Byrne, graduate of Limerick IT. Mark Carmody scored a point against Adair, scores a point against Doon so far. Chris Thomas, right corner back. Laying it back for his Darragh O'Donovan. In comes Micheál Ryan, brother of centre half forward Pat Ryan. But Patrickswell win the possession back. Ball into the space. Good ball. Gone inside is Keane Lynch. Little shimmy right and left. It's that man Kevin O'Brien, and that is bang on target. White flag will be raised. Fine point by Kevin O'Brien.
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien, one of their more impressive guys against Adair as well, and operating top of the right, and just very crowded around the middle, Marty, and that's going to be crucial. Whoever can win that battle in the middle and feed the likes of Gallant, O'Brien, Murphy, Pat Ryan at the other end, they'll be on a winner tonight. So it's going to be interesting. Big men, tough men in that middle sector.
Bursting forward was Mikey O'Brien. He lays it off. Dropping ball in around the house. Brian Murray says, let it off. That's exactly what they do. That's Doon's second wide of the game. Good work by Micheál Ryan. Played in the All-Ireland minor final back in 2006. Back again for his Mikey O'Brien. Over towards Pat Ryan. Pulls the brakes, looks around. Darragh Stapleton had to stretch himself just a little bit, but stretching he did, and scoring is the finish. Excellent play, Darragh Stapleton.
Yeah, great score, well worked again, and it's Doon's old guard, Marty, that's keeping them in the game at the moment. They're coming up with the clutch scores, as you call them. We've a Doon man down in the middle of the field. I think it might be Micheál Ryan, is it? Not certain. He was part of that move early on.
Well, the referee, John O'Halloran, has halted play. Well, the medical team come in. That's Con Barry and Dan Quirk have coming in just to check that he's okay. Very even so far, Anthony.
Yeah, Marty, there's a lot at stake in loads of ways. The Well know they're through, but they don't want to be faced into a quarter-final game if they lose today. So yeah, a lot at stake. Obviously for Doon it's do or die then. They need a result. A result could be a 5-point defeat, but that would be a result. So for Kieran, it's he wouldn't have been overly happy, I'd say, with the way they hurled the first night. They did a lot of the hurling. Obviously Gallant, as we said, tormented them, but so he'd want an improvement in form, and it looks like the winners of this group will run into Na Piarsaigh in a possible semi-final, so you'll need to be getting up to scratch. There's a few very big teams in Limerick, and there's only a few can win it, but that'll be interesting the way that pans out.
Blood substitution coming on for Doon. That's John Cubbins, I should say, as Pat Ryan spreads that ball over to the far over side. Spreading the ball again. Somehow Dara Stapleton held it under his arm, managed to come forward with it. Dean Coleman is in there as well for Doon. Well gathered by Jack Ryan. Patrickswell pushing him out towards the 65-metre line. Pass was a little bit high, but well recovered. And the finish is superb. Well worked, Doon. They really had to work hard for it, and Dean Coleman gets his first point in this match.
Yeah, and it's all down to the battling. Marty like to play deep, as I said, and leave the space up front for Gallant and one more, but they just wouldn't let them out with that ball. You know, they initially turned over the ball, but Doon stayed at it, stayed working, and Tony Ward would be delighted with that.
Coming forward is Patrick Kirby, but Doon stopped the attack. Good work by Dara O'Donovan, laying it off for his Patrick Cummins, who picked up an injury and wasn't selected to start, but he's in as a blood substitution. This is Shawnee O'Brien, laying it off just a little bit, half blocked. I have to say I'm very impressed with the Doon work rate, because even when they lose possession, they keep chasing. Dennis Maloney is floating this one in, and that is a beautiful point. It's his second point of the match. 33 years of age, member of the Limerick panel back in 2007 and 2008. As Micheál Ryan comes back in, here's the point by Denny Maloney. Good score.
Brilliant score, Marty. Real warrior for Doon, all down the decades nearly at this stage, and still doing it. Better known as a wing back in his heyday, but go up there now and take on Dermot Burns, and as you said, second point from play. Some returns so far. Some work rate out of Doon, Marty, so far.
Isn't there, Anthony?
Incredible, yeah. If they can keep it going now. We know it's a very warm night, and the water breaks will be badly needed.
Tony Constantine, I just see Anthony.
Oh yeah, Tony's
watching on.
Tony's back with Kilmallock, and he's doing the business. They've topped the group there now, and they're into the semi-final. Did a good win against the Han. Did all the damage in the first half, so things going well for them.
Breaking ball. Here comes Keane Lynch. Beautiful stick work. There's a pass available inside. Here it is. Here comes the shot. Oh, fantastic. And it is Patrick Kirby, 18 years of age, son of the legendary Gary Kirby, created by Keane Lynch. You could see that there was a man available. Keane Lynch had the vision. Patrick Kirby had the finish.
Yeah, brilliant minor, Marty. You know, fella you knew was going to come through with the pedigree and everything else. But 4 points in play in his debut last week or 2 weeks ago, and what a finish there. What a run by Lynch. The pass mightn't have been the greatest, but he made the most of it. He just took one touch, and what every young forward should do, let fly on the ground. You know, unstoppable. And Owen Mack is a great keeper for Doon, but I just couldn't get to it. Pace on the ball, first time whip to the net.
First goal in the senior championship for Patrick Kirby, and it's live on RT.
Yeah, we'll see a few more of them, Bart, I'd say, over the years.
Ball is cut in. Well, knock it forward. But again, Pat Ryan chases and gathers, makes the space, lays it off for Dennis Maloney, going for a hat-trick of scores. The man is on fire. It's his third point from play.
Absolutely brilliant work by Pat Ryan. He all the pace, and then he wouldn't have that pace, so they need to appreciate. Pop it off to me there, Pat, and I'll put it over, and that's 3 from play, as you say. Great going, and a great response to the goal for them.
Sideline ball heading towards Patrickswell. Jack Kelleher has gone across to collect the slither. Tony Ward from the great club Sarsfields in County Galway, ex-manager of the Galway under-21s. This man scored 3 points against Adair. One of them was from a sideline. This one has just gone to the right and wide. Third wide of the match for the Limerick County champions. Owen McNamara with the puck out for Doon. Coming forward is Dermot Burns. Lays it off quickly. Ball has pace, ball has accuracy, ball has gone between the posts. Very classy. by Tom O'Brien.
Yeah, great score by Tom O'Brien, great long distance shot, but great work by Burns in the lead up. Marty, he read the puck out, you know, that Pat Ryan was making a run for it, and just committed completely to it as a good centre back should, and broke up the play, and he set up the chance for Tom Ryan with a great finish by Tom Ryan.
Great work by Kevin O'Brien. Earned his free. And Keane Lynch is going to leave it to Aaron Gallant. 15 minutes gone in this opening half. Patrickswell leading by 6 to 7 points.
You never see Aaron giving up too much energy, Marty, hitting these frees. He takes his time coming out to him. He'd remind you of Stephen Cluxton at times. Like he normally gets the job done though when he gets there.
Coolness personified. Never in any doubt. Straight between the posts and over the bar. So there's going to be a water break. Just Aaron Gallant, you know, he first came on in 2014 as a substitute against Sculna Trionada from Doon in the Harty Cup final, and made his name, obviously then went on to win Fitzgibbon with Mary I and Limerick All-Ireland medal in 2018. Remarkable career so far.
Yeah, Marty, but you know, sometimes I think they're the guys you'd love to have is the common guy, you know, the guy who really is on an upward curve, hitting that 18, 19 years of age. And you can even see it with Jason as well, you know, that you know, just has that kind of, here's the goal again, Marty. Yeah, great finish by young Kirby, you know, first touch not brilliant, but then when it didn't come off, had the sense to just let fly. And there's no saving that for a goalkeeper. Brilliant pick up by Keane, obviously. It's just...
I've always loved the vision of Keane Lynch. There was just a little look, a little eye, balance. Then comes the pass.
The pass was slightly blocked by Tommy Hayes, right?
Yeah.
So his first touch isn't what he really want there. Like, you know, he'd probably want to take it in his hand, but...
Well, it's not bad, no.
No. He keeps the forward. He keeps the forward movement going, like, which is the key to that. Is that his touch doesn't bring him back a step. He's still on the front foot, and
it's beautiful.
It's a fantastic finish into the corner, and a goal in it. And for all Doon's work, you know, it's a funny one, Marty. They'll feel, you know, that they've done most of the hurling, really, but that's the beauty of this well team. They have fellas can hurt you from all over, and young Kirby now adding to that bracket as well.
4 points, I know you mentioned already, but in his championship debut as a 18-year-old, he scored 4 points against Adair, scored a goal here, so he's very much young and upcoming star. You're not going to just see him in the blue and gold of Patrickswell, you're going to see him in the green and white of Limerick. Yeah,
and there's I can't think of his first name now, Marty, but there's a younger brother coming as well behind him, and he's another right one, for, if memory can recall. John, is it? I think
John.
We're getting another one. Yeah,
we have a Patrickswell man here beside us, Dave Punch, so we have the inside track. We have the information.
Oh yeah, I remember him in the academy there. He looked the right one straight away as well for me. You know, so they'll be looking forward to him in the well.
Owen McNamara's puck out, lands inside the Patrickswell half of the field. Lovely pick up by Keane Lynch. There was a foul and an infringement. Keane wanted to take it quickly. Not allowed by Pat Ryan, and the free is going to be taken instead by Dermot Burns. Remember, he's scoring a point in the All-Ireland final in 2018. Hasn't lost any of his form. Scored a point against Adair as well. Good ball into the corner. Over the shoulder, dropping just outside the post. The effort of Aaron Gallant.
Yeah, very, very close, Marty. He was appealing to the linesman to have a look, but I think it did fade wide from our angle. But what a run by him. You know, Burns just waited for him to make the run. He feinted as if he was going to go out to the right, the left-hand corner as we were looking at it, and straight back to the other corner and bought, 3-4 yards off his man. And, he normally nails those ones.
Darragh Donovan, unmarked momentarily. Good hands. Nice ball inside. Little flick. Dennis Maloney didn't have sufficient pace. Nice pick up by Keane Lynch. Half hooked as such. Ball comes back for Darragh Donovan. I heard the call even up here. He whips the ball forward, but it's just going to hop outside the post and wide. Brian Burry. Short puck out. Patrickswell. Giving it plenty of air. Dropping it in towards Aaron Gallant. Pulled on. Owen Fitzgibbon. and Doon clear their line. Up against towards Pat Ryan waiting for it, so too is Jack Ryan. Jack under a little bit of pressure, plenty of Patrickswell players, little Keane Lynch, little flick forward, brilliant wrist work. In far as Jason Gallant. Gallant is fouled by Mikey O'Brien in the view of the referee, and that's going to be a free for Patrickswell just outside the Doon 65.
Yeah, silly one by Mikey O'Brien, really. Lovely bit of work by the well in terms of the flicks and that, but Mikey, I suppose, it might have even been for the initial hit, Marty, was preventing Jason Gallant getting off the ground. Like Mikey O'Brien has started the game superbly at left half back for Doon, but they're ones that'll hurt you because, you know, normally these boys, be it Burns, be it Gallant, they're good at them.
Dermot Burns with the free. Never in any doubt that one anyway. Straight and true. First point of the match for the centre half back. Scored 6 points in the 2016 county final against Ballybrown. Patrickswell's probably greatest rivals. Here comes Doon. Had to use the short grip. Patrickswell. That goes off the Patrickswell hurler. That should have been 65.
It definitely was a 65. I don't know why John Holland isn't even gone in. It definitely came off Tom Nolan's hurley. I think we'll find out.
Let's have a look here. Yep, definitely. No question.
Yeah, got away with one there, and you know, with the permutations, Marty, everything is going to be crucial.
Absolutely, Anthony. Loose ball, Jack Ryan chasing it. Patrickswell, however, have the possession. Good work by Tom Nolan. His dad, Frankie Nolan, of course, was part of the 1973 All-Ireland winning side, along with Pat Hartigan and Eamon Grimes and Richie Bennis, legends of Limerick. Doon into the attack. Nice ball for his Dennis Maloney. A little bit of space. Gets by the initial challenge. Thought about giving the hand pass. Laying it off for his Dean Coleman. Dennis Maloney was actually unselfish. There was probably space in front of him to go forward, and the referee, John O'Halloran, has now blown his whistle. He's going to give a throw ball here on the Patrickswell 20-metre line.
And Marty Denny probably should have taken his score there, really,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
bring it back to the goal. Yeah, you know, everything's going to count in a night like this.
Nice pick up by Dean Coleman. Lays it back. Opportunity here, and that is on its way, is it? Yes, it is. Moment doubt, but never in doubt in the eyes of Micheál Ryan.
Yeah, waited patiently outside, didn't get sucked into the throw-in, schmozzle, if you like to call it, and somebody had the gumption to get the head up and realise the loose man behind. I often think with those kind of hurling rucks, as we call them now, Marty, you know, you'll be better off flicking the ball back towards your own goal because you usually have a man on your own side, and in that case there, that worked out in a great score by Micheál Ryan.
Tom O'Brien picked up an injury. He's the elder lemon of the O'Brien brothers, the oldest of the three of them, just at 30 years of age. He was involved when Limerick, back when Justin McCarthy was manager, and a vital cog in this Patrickswell combination. And as Tom gets some medical attention, just 23 minutes gone in this first half, and Patrick Kirby's goal just separating the sides.
Yeah, and I think it's Josh Considine that's warming up there if even a blood sub is required. So he was outstanding for them in winning the championship last year, Marty. Again, an up and coming. I think, you know, he's onto the Limerick training squad for sure. And for me, he's one that, you know, I'd be looking forward to for the next few years. Now, whether he's just coming on as a blood or coming on as a full replacement, I'm not certain.
He was midfield last year when Patrickswell won the championship. Did a lot of hard work for Keane Lynch in the middle of the park. Of course, his manager was one of the finest hurlers that I happened to see. That's, of course, Kieran Carey, 3 times an All-Star, 92, 94, 96.
Yeah, I happened to see a bit of him myself, Marty, during
yes, I do recall that, yes.
Yeah, mostly from behind as he was going away from me. Thank God they put him back centre-back for a finish. He came in off with cleaning in the Munster under 21 match one night in Guinness. Stop. He was nearly unmarkable. He was like an eel.
And it left an impact because 20 years later you're still talking about
it. Oh,
actually.
Yeah, but sure, a great guy, like, you know, a good pal as well, you know, a good guy off the field, and, you know, real sound man.
Stalemate on the Patrickswell 20-metre line. Dean Coleman is in there. So too is Barry Murphy working hard for Doon, trying to scoop it up. In comes Nigel Foley. And for the second time, Barry Murphy is going down like a sack of spuds. He was vulnerable there because he was trying to scoop it up and he was low down.
He was hit hard, Marty, but it'll be interesting just if we do see a replay, Nigel Foley getting a yellow for that. I thought it was a bit severe. Obviously, he made hard contact, but it looked to me to be side on side, just from our angle up here. But either way, it's a Doon free now, anyway. Good chance to bring it back to 2. Here we go. I don't know, was there a whole pile in that? Murph was low down, he was trying to pick the ball, and Nigel just came across. And
wasn't exactly shoulder to shoulder though, Anthony, at the same time.
No, and it wasn't exactly a yellow card either, Marty.
No, I agree.
Yeah, possibly, look, the right outcome is a free, but I don't think he deserved the yellow. And if he did get a silly yellow then, later on, it could be very costly.
Barry Murphy going to take the free that he was fouled for. One of Fitzgibbon with UL. Scored the batted goal against Tipperary in the 2018 Munster Championship, which I'm sure you might recall. And Barry Murphy sends that over the bar. Scored 7 times against Adair, 5 frees. That's his first in this match.
Yeah, he's a classy forward, Marty. He can really make things happen, as we saw with that early run and score that he got and was fouled, and again winning that last free there. And he has a great jink. Himself and Pat Ryan for me are the guys that can really make it happen up front. And in fairness, now tonight Stapleton and Coleman are really, and Denny Maloney obviously, chipping in as well. So that's why they're right in the game and deserve to be in the game on the pattern of play.
Good work here by Aaron Gallant. Makes an angle for himself. It sends the ball to the right and wide. 5 wides for Patrickswell. We might have less than 200 here at the Gaelic grounds, but there's an atmosphere building underneath. They're quite loud downstairs.
There's something about that Mackie stand, Marty. If there's a great echo off it or whatever it is. I was in for the first game as well, and when a hand made a bit of a comeback in the second half, you could hear the noise levels lifting. And free here. I think Jack Gallagher fouled there by Mikey O'Brien, so Mikey has to be careful now. A couple of frees, and I think John O'Halloran just noting his name, kind of saying, Mikey, one more and you'll be on a yellow. No, he's getting the yellow. So a couple of lads, they'll be treading wary now because
well, there's 2 for Patrickswell. Nigel Foley, Dermot Burns, fullback, centre back. Mikey O'Brien, yellow as well. And it's a free for the Limerick County champions. Going to be taken by Dermot Burns. Face of concentration. That's his position. Hits it well, but it's gone to the left and wide. So just 2 points between the teams with about 3 minutes to go to half time. Short ball, first Tommy Hayes. Played minor and under 21 for Limerick. Good hands by Dennis Maloney into the centre. Mikey O'Brien calls for it in front of the Mackey stand. Plenty of Patrickswell hurlers there, working hard. Good work by Paddy Maher. One back by Jack Cummins, who was fouled. And that's going to be a free for Doon.
And again, it's the Doon work rate, Marty. The well won that back ball. Jason Gallant popped it back to Paddy Maher. Pass probably slightly overcooked to John Flynn, but there was 2 Doon men converging on him, and their work rate they're really up for this. They want to be in this Limerick quarter-final or semi-final if they can get the win. So looking good for them so far, I'd say. There's another gear in the well always, as we saw against Adair, but you'd have to be impressed with Doon so far.
So the blood substitution has happened in the sense of it's gone back to where it was. 5 additional minutes has been announced as we watch Barry Murphy take the free and send it between the posts and over the bar for his second point. Just 1 point between the teams. Patrickswell, a goal and 8 points. Doon, 10 points. Breaking ball, just kept in. Mikey O'Brien trying to scoop it up. Good work by Owen Fitzgibbon. Mikey O'Brien again. Hits the shoulder, takes it, the hit manfully. Lays it off far as Barry Murphy, the captain. And you just sense that these exchanges, that Doon are stepping up to the mark here this evening. Their determination is all over your TV screen.
Yeah, great drive by Mikey O'Brien out of defence. You know, Keane Lynch came across to hit him a haymaker, but he drove on, and you know, he's on John Kaiser's radar as well, I'm sure. So all these guys, it's amazing with the year we have in it, Marty, which we never wanted, but there's lads playing club games now that are really, you know, they're really grabbing the management's attention in Cusick Park there today, and Brian Lohan and all his management there, you know, so lads have a chance that might be on the panel all year if they really play well.
Barry Murphy searching for an equaliser for the 4th time, but it's off target. It remains a 1-point game with Patrickswell in front.
You're there, Dara, in your hand. Leave it, Josh, leave it.
Tara Donovan was calling for it, but it still works out all right for the East Limerick side. Great work indeed by Josh Ryan, laying it off for us Micheál Ryan, but the ball is hit miles wide. But great determination again. Quick puck out by Brian Murray. Long ball up towards Aaron Gallant and company. Effort from in front of the Mackey stand is swinging across the face of the goal, and the ball is wide.
Yeah, and Tommy Hayes has a tough job there with the movement, but he's sticking to his task. He's forcing him to shoot from difficult angles, and is talking away to him then afterwards as well about the wides. I think no better man than Tommy Hayes. He'd be a tough nut, but. Yeah, you'd wonder though, would Gallant catch one and bury it though? You know, that's the type of response you'd expect. Again, Mikey O'Brien winning a great free. Great work by Doon. Especially since the goal, Marty, they've really responded.
They have.
And you know, it's this old chestnut we're all talking about at the moment. These water breaks. You know,
yeah.
do you want them when you're going well, and the other team seems to get a bit of a response and maybe a tongue lashing from their manager, and they drive on and come out of it better.
And
certainly
depending on the time it happens that they're called, it can ruin the momentum for a team that's gaining ascendancy.
Absolutely, you could be just
vice versa.
You could be just after getting 3 scores in a row and it's stopped. You know, so the last thing you want is it being stopped at that stage.
5 minutes of additional time going to be played in this first half. We're heading towards the 33rd minute. 1 point between the sides. This is Barry Murphy's second effort to level the game for the 4th time, but he's gone this side of the post on this occasion. He'll be bitterly disappointed.
Yeah, 3 bad wides in a row, really, Marty. You know, more good free taker. He should be, you know, nailing more of those, you'd imagine. Just 2 frees and 1 from play. Good chances. They should really be ahead.
Good work by Micheál Ryan. Lays it over towards Pat Ryan from way out the field, sending it very high. The umpires are great. It's over the crossbar between the posts. Pat Ryan's second point of the game, and the sides are now level for the 4th occasion.
Yeah, great score. Pat Ryan kind of playing everywhere, Marty, really. He's in the corner 1 minute, he's out midfield the next minute, so... But of course, massive energy, massive gears in Pat Ryan, and capable of that all day.
You might remember Pat Ryan scoring that beautiful lob goal over the Cork goalkeeper Anthony Nash a couple of years ago. He was so cheeky but so beautiful. That's Pat Ryan. Anyway, here we go with Dara Stapleton giving it back to Mikey O'Brien. Ball given away on this occasion is Patrickswell, with Jason Gallant going to the attack. Low ball down towards Kevin O'Brien. Sideline is the ultimate result, and advantage going to Doon.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Marty, the Well haven't found their rhythm in the game. Like they're just sloppy, and you saw it there, just basic mistakes, like silly ball, really. And what's very noticeable is Dara Donovan is sitting really deep as centre back. He's allowing Jason Gallant go out the field. Okay, he might be caught for a point or two, but he's given that bit of extra cover to Tommy Hayes on Aaron Gallant, which is so far working out for him.
Jack Cummins. No advantage accruing. And Doon could actually find themselves in front going in at the break.
Yeah, it's an important one now for Barry. Like, it's not an easy one, but he might be leaving it actually, is he? No, he's going to go over and take it, but he's taken off his helmet for some reason, but he's back on now. But he's missed 2 there now from this touchline here, so this is a far touchline. It's not free, like, even, for the best of them, but you don't want to be missing 3 in a row, and an important one at the break. Now put them point ahead.
Barry Murphy taking his 3rd free in a row. He's gone either side of the posts. This to put Doon in front at half-time. Just inside the well, 65-metre line. The umpire signals wide. Disappointment for Doon. They had their opportunities. Disappointment for Tony Ward. As we've had a most entertaining first half. Barry Murphy scoring twice, but Doon responded magnificently to the goal scored by Patrick Kirby after 12 minutes when Keane Lynch provided the space, had the vision, and Patrick Kirby scored a beautiful goal, striking first time. So here at the Gaelic Grounds in Limerick, at the Limerick Hurling Championship, it's Patrickswell, 1 goal and 8 points. Doon 11 points, they're level for 4 occasions. Stay with us, we'll be right back after the break.
Treasures, the Space Series, with Cadbury Dairy Milk buttons and 1 surprise toy in every chest.
Good evening, sir. This is a mandatory intoxicant checkpoint. I now require you to provide for me an oral specimen for the purpose of detecting the presence of drugs in your system. And what I require you to do is wipe the white tip around your mouth, okay? Okay, that's fine, thank you.
Little humans, born with 300 bones, 10,000 taste buds, the ability to grow half a centimetre in a week. Their natural development fascinates us. SMA Nutrition has been a leader in baby nutrition research for 100 years. Our SMA Pro follow-on milk is enriched with iron to help support their normal cognitive development. See, the power to make you smile in an instant. Science inspired by nature.
Get even more incredible savings at Lidl with the new Lidl Plus Rewards app. Just boop your phone at the till for exclusive weekly offers and savings. You can even make the boop noise for the crack. Get at least €10 worth of coupons every week, and for a limited time only, get €5 off your first €25 shop. Shop, boop, save. Download the new Lidl Plus Rewards app. See Lidl.ie for terms and conditions.
And you're very welcome back to our coverage of the Limerick Hurling Championship. Cracking first half there. It's Patrickswell 1-8, Doon 11 points. TJ Ryan and Shane Dowling are with us. And TJ, it was very enjoyable first half.
Yeah, good game of hurling, tight, intensity is up. Much tighter game than the first game, certainly in the first half. And you'd have to say that Doon probably shaded it, even though the scoreboard is level. I think Patrickswell would be happy at half time. They haven't hurled well, but they're level on the scoreboard.
Some of the wides from Doon in the second quarter in particular, maybe because they did take over a bit there.
Yeah, I was just going to say it. I think they've had 8 wides. Barry Murphy's missed a couple of frees. Knowing Barry, I'd back him every day of the week. Obviously he's missed a couple now, but if a couple of them went over, Doon would have been in the driving seat. So if they can correct that in the second half, it could play to their, or will play to their advantage.
But I think it's 4 frees he's missed, and not picking on Barry in any way, but what do you do if you're a free taker if it's not happening for him? What would you do?
There's days for all free takers when it don't go well. But look, I think the expectancy now, right, is you want to be hitting 90% plus. For me personally, if a free taker misses 3, we move.
Yeah, I don't know what I agree with that. As I said, I've seen Barry down through the years. He's a class free taker. Yeah. Some of the frees he's taken are quite tough. And especially now in the second half, if he can get one that's more or less in front of the goals, tap that over, your confidence is back. Okay. And,
Let's have a look at the goal, which was crucial, the Pat Kirby goal.
Yeah, great goal for Patrickswell. A little bit of magic again from Keane. Sees the opening, takes it on, carries the ball. Great vision. Sees Patrick Kirby. Lovely touch from Patrick Kirby. Low shot. Gives the keeper no chance. Great goal. Exactly what Patrickswell would have wanted. Wasn't really on, but a little bit of Keane magic setting it up and a good finish.
Doon remained in contention all the way through, despite that fabulous finish.